Ooh. Hello, how are you? I hope you're all doing well today. My name is Joanne, and how are you all? Well, she does not stop, Katie Joy, unfortunately, and she is really doubling down at the moment, and she is now, and I don't know why. I mean, if she's so certain in her ability to be able to defend herself, I don't understand why she keeps cutting off. Oh, sorry, I keep yawning. Or keep blocking, stopping from commenting. Are we going to have a look? There was only one Instagram today. Remember, she does have court, and I've got an up on that because there has been, strangely, a filing. So let's have a look at this first. So we'll look at the court stuff first. Do with her case here. So it says, so we go here, we've got the 11th court. Oh, I'm cutting in and out sometimes. Oh, okay. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully that's better. Yeah, I noticed before my headphones were not going very well. Let me just change some settings, play around with some settings here and see whether that works. You can hear me a little bit better. And let's see how we go. Is that better? Cool. Right. So now it did say 9 o'clock or something. It now says 1 o'clock. So it's the 11th at 1 o'clock. Yeah, I just had to turn the settings off and then turn them on. So then it says here, notice of hearing. So we go to this document here, and it says, let's make this. I don't want picturing, but I don't want to see myself. But anyway, hello. All right. So it says, you are notified of the following hearing date, the 11th of April, 2024, scheduling conference. At the following location, it says the courtroom there. You are expected to be fully prepared. You must notify the court if your address changes, and it says how you can get here reminders and the QR code, and this dated April 9th. And down the bottom here, all the people that's notified: Catherine Mansky Paulson, James Derrick, Robert Schick, Kristen Kathleen Hendrick, 7M Films, Without a Crystal Ball, Graham Martin, Miranda Derrick, Jennifer Moore, and Amber Stavik. That's a lot of people. So that hearing is happening. Okay, so uh, yeah, some of this craziness, some of this that we'll see will be because this of court. It does outline that you must be fully prepared for court. So, I mean, I'm sure it's a standard letter, but I don't know that they really want this to continue on and being dragged on. Because it is so far. This is a very long file. And this was started. This has been going on. This was filed on the 4th. It's been 2 years. It's been 2 years, over 2 years now that this has been going. 2 years for something that she said that was going to blow over. 2 years. So the date is 11th. It's the 11th at 1 o'clock, and it's in-person hearing. So and look, she doesn't need to. I don't know that she needs to be there in person, but I always think it looks pretty funny that you're not there. I mean, this is just all the administrative stuff, really. But it doesn't look very good if they go, "Oh, my client's not here, and I have to consult with my client." Quite often, it's easier if they say, "Well, my client's here. Can we confer for 5 minutes?" And the judge will go, "Yeah, you can confer for 5 minutes or 10 minutes or something," and, for dates and stuff. You want to try and make the court's life as easy as possible in these early stages. So I'm all for. No, Bella, I don't believe it's on Zoom. Or I don't believe it's being live streamed, which is a shame. But no, I don't believe that it's streamed. I could be wrong on that, but I've not been able to locate anything to tell me that it's streamed. But what I do know is that she wants everybody in the court. She wants them in person. So it would be good if they did live stream hearing, but no. Yeah, look, it says they do remote hearings. They do some remote hearings. Looks like they do the tax court. Yeah, the only thing that we can get are these online things. So not really sure. It's definitely weird. And sometimes they don't like. Some courts don't like having them scheduled because, it's just that summer. I know, as I said, federal court, in Australia, they do a lot of stuff. Yeah, there's no WebEx links or anything, but I know that Federal Court of Australia uses posts on the YouTube channel because they've had a couple of times where WebEx has actually gone down due to the number of people watching. So, but usually in the federal court, it's the judge's discretion often, and it depends. There's a public interest component to it. If it was a remote hearing, possibly there could be. So, if I was being sued, I'd be there when I could, especially if it's. Well, that's right. And as I said, it's always better because you're showing the judge that you're serious about defending yourself, and you are there if you're lawyer needs to consult with you. And as I said, it's always a great idea to be able to be there to consult. And plus, you have first-hand knowledge of what's happened. So no, so it's only a scheduling conference at the moment. So which means that they're going to set the dates. So we had trial dates and everything originally, but because Discovery and everything all got pushed back, everything's been pushed back. So it's really just to set a date. How much time do you need for this? How much time do you need for that? We need to have this done by this date. Everything's going to be finalized. We want to go to trial by this date. Depositions will need to be done by this date. So it's just setting out the timeline of when things need to be done. Because, and I don't know if there is it doesn't say that there is a jury. So one of the things that Katie Joy is doing now is this is her YouTube post. Now she's talking about the fact that InTouch has actually reported on the information that she received. But don't forget, she got it first. But see, InTouch have talked about that they've got an exclusive. And she says, death by suicides are not uncommon on reality TV, nor are they uncommon by victims of polygamy and narcissistic abuse. TLC will never show those texts, and they will cover this up for the brand. I reported the details of the text at Friday, April 5. Silence about his death only enables and helps his abuser. Privacy enables the stigma of mental illness and suicide to prevail. There is no shame for Garrison. He was a victim, and his voice deserves to be heard. And then someone says, yet the same people that are mad are still reading them. She says, correct. I don't understand how people can be mad at truth. Thank you for always being honest and fair in your journalism. How is she being honest and fair in her? Then she says, some people mad will also have the popcorn and watch the next season. And she said, this is accurate. Katie, you have a job reporting on this. I'm so proud of you and the work you do. For those that are mad or angry at the reporting, get real. The details of Garrison's death are important. This young man ignored. I'm despondent that this family knew he had suicidal ideation, but chose to ignore it. Never ever ignore. Risk the person being angry at you for trying to get help. Yeah, 7M is suing. And then she says, this is why I like this, and this is why I like you, because you speak facts. Really? Hang in there. This is the one. Someone says, this is the one of the few times I have agreed with you. And then she says, thank you, Irene. I'm sad about Garrison. Cody was always this narcissistic. I see some traits in our older episodes, but nothing like he has been. And she says, yes, he's been narcissistic. I can't get all of these replies for some reason. All right. So with Balls has got some of the information here. And I did share some of this. Okay, where I saw a post on YouTube from another creator. Apologies, I don't recall the name. They said some pretty awful things about Katie and announced the cease and desist is coming from the family. Not sure if this is true, but I sincerely hope it's not. And she says, it won't happen. If it does, it won't stop my reporting. I haven't done anything wrong. Cody is just blowing smoke. Also, last week, McKelty said that if they stop me, someone else will take my place. She's right. There are dozens of outlets and creators covering this family. That's not what she said. Because that's not what she said. Let's listen to what she said. Oh, where are we? Sorry. Stop sharing.
And that's just her. She's tactless. We have talked to different people. She can't be stopped, apparently, which sucks for everybody because she is dishonoring him. And it's awful. You know? What kind of vile person does stuff like that? But at the end of the day, hopefully she's supporting her. And hopefully she has a guilty conscience. All right, you know. There's a lot of other YouTubers and vloggers out there. And I feel like most people are respectful, especially about, you know, Garrison stuff. At the end of the day, hopefully she's different people. She can't be stopped, apparently, which sucks for everybody because
now she can't be stopped because somebody else is going to take her place. She said they've spoken to people.
She can't be stopped, apparently, which sucks because she is dishonoring him. And it's awful. You know? What kind of vile person does stuff like that? But at the end of the day, hopefully her family, hopefully she has a guilty conscience. All right, you know. There's a lot of other YouTubers and vloggers out there, and I feel like for the most part, most people are respectful, especially about, you know, Garrison stuff.
So she's saying that the other bloggers out there, for the most part, are being respectful. She did not say, hello, short order. She did not say what Katie has said here, which was, let's go back up again. Yes, the gang's here. So Katie's saying that McKelty said, let's have a look. She says again. McKelty said that if they stop me, someone else will take my place. She's right. There's dozens of outlets and creators covering this family. Now, what McKelty did say was that for the most part, most of the other creators are very Bella's been a member for 15 months, apparently. Hey, well done. Thank you, Bella. It came up as in the highlight. That so she's sort of implying if I don't talk about it, somebody else will. But that's not what McKelty said. McKelty said that she can't be stopped, apparently. However, the other people there that talk about her family have been respectful regarding the Garrison stuff. And that is what she was saying. That, and of course, Katie's taken that and changed it to her own narrative to say, well, you know, if they're going to stop me, well, somebody else is going to jump in my place and they're not going to be able to stop me. So, you know, and then this was her video. This was the summary of her video. She's still going at it. Cody and Robin Brown had an awkward run-in with family at Garrison's memorial. Cody refuses to accept his responsibility, resists speaking to his kids, and refused to sit by Janelle. His antics at his son's memorial were exposed by a family source. Well, we know who the family source is. But he sat in the same row as her. What does he mean? He refused to sit near her. They sat in the same row. What does she want to do? Like, what, you know, others may take her place, yes, however, no one can but her ordered the. Well, that's right. Well, I read. Let's look at the InTouch Weekly article because I even think that they were a little bit. And let's see what they say about this story because, and they've called it an exclusive as well. But remember, she's just pointed out that she said it first. So. So it says that they were seen as phone exclusively obtained by InTouch. It seems to be very well. Like it seems to be. It needs to be a balance. Often needs to be a balanced report. So it says Garrison, who applied by apparent suicide at 25 years old on March 5th after self-inflicted gunshot wound, received a text from brother Logan Brown asking the Nevada National Guard serviceman to give him a call. After Garrison sent him a text message that seemed off. Additional texts between Garrison and mum Janelle Brown revealed that he called out of work sick prior to his death, and Janelle offered to let him stay at her home. She also told her son she was worried about him, expressed concern about Garrison to the siblings in a group text. That's the phone there. Now, what I actually find really interesting about this, I don't know if I can make this bigger. I haven't yet, Will. If you remember, Katie Joy was talking about the names of the family, and it's interesting because they've redacted. There's Logan Brown. It says, "Hey brother, give me a call when you can. Got an off text from you. I'd like to check in." And he's got here the mother. Garrison had put his mother in as the mother. I can even cover an Uber if you aren't good to drive. So there's that. So they've actually showed the phone. Katie Joy gave us a transcript of it, but they've actually put the photo of the phone there. And it says 11:36. And it says he did not open the message or respond, so you can see it there. But then how does she know that Cody didn't respond to his message? All you can see is that there's 2 unread messages anyway. Then we've got here, in a group chat with people who have worked with them, the Garrison responded to a photo of friendly paintball writing, "I want to hate you for sharing the good times, but I can't. These days, the alarming text was the reason that Janelle sent son Gabriel check on Garrison according to the police report obtained by InTouch." So again, that's green. All right. And there's 9 people there that he sent it to. And of course, Katie Joy's gone and tried to name all 9 people, but I don't know how you can see who's there. All right. Garrison was in contact with one of his roommates before his death. They checked in to make sure they were not disrupting Garrison's sleep by cleaning. This is the housemate. You'd have a softer approach, but I think you got your point across. Yeah, trying to sleep. Yes. Okay, I'll be mindful. What's up? Oh, nothing. Just got off work early. Going to be packing, cleaning, but not too loudly. I haven't heard anything. You're totally fine. I'm going to hop in the shower for a bit. Need to get in there first. I'm good. So there's that. Okay. Then there is. So Garrison texts someone asking if they want to come over. I'm coloring my hair. The person. I'm colouring my hair. And he goes, what colour? Red. Oh, I like that. Can you come over and I come to you? And then we've got text someone from work to let me know that he was vomiting blood and would likely be visiting the clinic. Hey man, been vomiting blood this morning. I'm going to take myself to the clinic probably or the best time, but I'm going to call in sick today. I'll see you next week. For the heads up. Yeah, man, my bad. If I was full-time officer, it might be different, but I've got to watch my till then. I get it. You are considered a full-time officer. You're just in righto, man. Get better, brother. Thanks. And then Garrison received a message in a group text from an unnamed person asking the group to clean up if the guys are drinking. The wrong person sees it and can get the text continued. The message included photos of what looked like to be a refrigerator stocked with food and drinks. Make sure you guys are drinking. The guys are drinking and they clean up on Saturday. The wrong person sees this and something, and he says, Roger, copy. So there's that. All right. In fact, she had a lot of these either, by the way. I just thought I'd tell you that. Then this one is struggling with school. Garrison also checked in with someone, revealed he was struggling with school when the person said they were behind. Garrison said, same here. Don't even know what it means. Sounds super smart. Hey, dude, how are you doing? I'm good. How are you? Not bad. Struggling with school. So I'm so far, but I'm so behind. Same here. And then this is Janelle's phone. And he's seen their firearms in his house. And then this is Garrison to again, offer of help. And then we've got some more of these. So you can see who these A, B, K, C, B, D, D, M, and then it's just, I don't know who they are. And it said, there, and so there's another photo of a phone and a statement. They make their statement via social media. And that was this is sickening. Shame on you, InTouch, for digging into these families and exposing text messages of their disgusting. Let me guess. WCB is your source, so she's a leech and should rot in hell. Without a crystal ball, YouTube any rumor from Sister Wives report it as if it's the truth. Then she never backpedals to apologize for spreading false rumors, but she keeps doing it. And someone says social media crystal ball. So she's been called out in that. Now I don't know, but I think it's interesting. I mean, what I would say about that is that InTouch have just stated facts. There is speculation. They've said, here is the text message from somebody to says have no firearms in the house. However, crime scenes photos obtained by InTouch revealed that a firearm was present at the scene. But they've not actually put any speculation. They've blamed nobody. So this is reporting, okay? But again, she hasn't revealed some of this information. So, you know, she's not. Has she reported properly, I guess, is the question. So, but she's now going to be the victim because she's saying, well, InTouch is reporting it and no one's going after InTouch. So here's her I'm still on my break at the moment, Bella. I'm still on my break. So I'm having a bit of a break, trying to sort my life out at the moment. So again, I mean, it's the thing. This is the stuff she does that people like you don't do. So now she's saying he's angry. So she says, Brown is mad at me for reporting on the truth about the situation. Please reach out to a therapist or a loved one to manage trauma. I am not the enemy. Sister Wise and TLC aren't putting a stop to public records released by the police department for information. InTouch has the same information I reported on 4 days ago. She did it first. She did it first. So I got the photos first, she's saying. Yeah. All right, I want to just show a little bit of what Llama Girl. So Llama Girl grabs all the videos so we don't have to watch them. I also want to look at Playboard again and see what the results are. But let's just have a look at this. She's talking about her source. Now I do have the trigger warning down the bottom, and it's voiceover. So let's just have a watch of this from Llama Girl. All right, it's just a clip random in the video, and this.
She wasn't always nice to her kids. She was mad at Christine because Christine told her about a personality test that Robin.
Why does she have the spare? What a low thing to say. See a therapist. Yes, Lulu, it is. Why is she using sparkles?
Gave Robin the information from the test, which included that Robin drama apparently offended Robin so greatly that she stopped being friends with Christine. That's Robin. She does not like to be told anything. She doesn't like anyone to tell her no. And the kid wanted to do a text thread with her or go on a Zoom call. She literally had a hissy fit and cut the entire family off.
I had one of the kids actually call me and like asking me, and I went, this is not me. I didn't make up these rules. And I very specifically pointed out that their dad, Cody, is not somebody to be run by one of his wives. Why in the world would anybody think that I'm somehow behind this? Like, why me? They don't know who I am. If they would think this of me, then I would try to cause some sort of disharmony. I was getting all this pushback. I just finally went, why am I trying here? And I was like, fine, I'm out. You know, this is an effort in futility. We really, truly, my kids and I have felt like we got voted off the Brown family island. That is absolutely how we have felt.
So that is Robin. I'm not lying. Okay, back to the story. The source says that the family reunion was very awkward, but everyone came together and supported each other. They said there was no anger, there was no fighting, there was none of that. And then they say this very strange and Cody manned up and was actually vulnerable with David Woolley. I have no idea what that means because they do not expand beyond that. And so that information would have to come from either Cody or Christine because they would be the only ones that know that. So someone on Cody's side or Christine's side is talking here, and I have sense it's Cody's. That's an interesting.
Did you say she doesn't know where the source? Well, hang on, let's go back at that because that doesn't make sense what she just said.
I have no idea what that means because they do not expand beyond that, and one came together and supported each other. They said there was no anger, there was no fighting, there was none of that. And then they say this very strange and kind of Cody manned up and was actually vulnerable with. I have no idea what that means because they do not expand beyond that, and there was none of that. And then they say this very strange.
But then if she is saying that it came from, she would know who her source is and would know where the information came from. We're not dead, KJ.
And kind of Cody manned up and was actually vulnerable with David Woolley. I have no idea what that means because they do not expand beyond. And to come from either Cody or Christine because they would be the only ones that know that. So someone on Cody's side or Christine's side is talking here, and I have a sense it's Cody's. Then they went on to say,
You have a sense it's Cody's, but didn't this come from your source, Christinica?
family dynamic. There's some angry people, there's some happy people, and there's some in the middle people. It was like, let's just focus on Garrison type of thing. It really wasn't about any ill will feelings towards each other. The type of thing, that's what Robin always says, a type of thing. So does.
Well, is that what a memorial service is about, though? It's not about families. I've seen families that hate each other come together to say goodbye to a parent or, you know, as a loved one, and then they're back fighting again, you know. We're just reaching.
McKelty. They both say that. They say that a lot when they're talking, when they speak about situations. It was this type of thing. It was that type of thing. I feel like this person is either McKelty or Robin. That's just my opinion. Some family members wore Hawaiian patterns. That was to honor Garrison's love for Hawaiian shirts.
Yes, but yes. Well, she's besties with Steen's aunt, and she's obviously the source. And now she's saying, I don't know who the source is. But why? What? You have to know who the source is because they've given you the information, haven't they? Or then are you just taking gossip? Look, it's definitely sets a pattern of behavior. Definitely showing the pattern behavior. Definitely showing that, and, you know, her posts about where she's not going to stop also shows that she doesn't stop. So it could work out well for 7M.
It was sentimental between the kids. Despite the reunion on March 24th, the source has insisted that everything isn't rainbows and butterflies from here on out, and there's more work that needs to be done to repair relationships. It says, as Sister Wives fans can recall, Cody and Robin caused a rift in the family during the COVID-19 pandemic when the father of 18 set rules in place that his wives and kids had to follow, which the source says, at this point, Cody boys and other kids are not going to be receptive to him now because they just lost a family member. It's going to take even more work for Cody to fix the damage he's done.
It sounds like she's reading some type of statement or something, or she's stumbling over the fact that that could be true because it's not it doesn't make any sense where she goes, and then she says it could be McKelty or Robin. I suspect it's Robin. Who is it? Is it Christine? Is it Cody? Someone from Christine's side? Someone from Cody's side? Is it somebody McKelty?
They're claiming that the kids are not going to be receptive to Cody because he just lost a family member. I think they're just not going to be receptive to Cody because they're not going to be receptive to Cody because I don't think Cody can take responsibility for anything. I think the kids realize that Cody has ulterior motives and he's constantly threatening them if they're disrespecting him. It's a one-sided relationship. You have to obey him, otherwise you're out. And if you don't obey him, there's no give and take. Why would anyone want a relationship where there's no give and take? Even if it is your father. He's not, and as far as if Cody wants to reconcile his kids, he's not even thinking about chances of reconciliation because he's still processing Garrison's death and grieving his loss. For Cody,
as you would do. I mean, it's only in a few weeks. I mean, I saw that somebody criticized Janelle on her social media because Janelle was going out and enjoying the eclipse, and they said, how dare you be out enjoying yourself after you lost your son? I find that to be really rude. Who are you to tell somebody what they can and can't do when they've lost a loved one or they're grieving? Who are you to say how they should be grieving? Because everybody grieves. Everybody grieves differently. For some people, they have to keep busy. For some people, they fall in a heap. For some people, it will take time. There's also cultural things as well. You know, some cultures, they have to be buried within 24 hours. You know, and then some have a mourning period. Some will have 20 days of mourning. You know, so there's no one, who's to say what the rules of how you grieve are.
Opportunity to reach out to his other children and apologize or acknowledge his role, be grieving his son that he shunned years ago. I'm sure he's grieving his loss in his own way, but I have a hard time feeling that his grief is going to be the same as the siblings that were with him, Garrison, or the women that supported Garrison, like his mom or Christine, leading up to his passing. I have just a hard time believing that their grief is going to be the same. It would appear, at least based on this article.
No, but now she's talking about an article. So what on earth is that source? Is it
the source? At this point, Cody is grieving too much still, and I have a hard time believing that they're going to be the same. It would appear, at least based on this article and this source, that at this point, Cody is grieving too much still, whatever grieving he's doing, to take responsibility for the damage he's caused to the family, to own up to his behavior.
So is it a source or is it an article? What on earth? What on earth?
To apologize for the way that he treated the kids, acknowledging the hurt that he's caused. And when it comes to the COVID stuff, he was so adamant that the kids follow these rules, but yet he was not following the rules with Robin. That's what I think a lot of people forget about, is that where Cody puts out a narrative that, like, I'm just trying to save the family. Cody was going to gun shows. Cody was going out to eat with Robin. Cody was going dancing. Cody traveled to Oklahoma to officiate a wedding. Cody was seen shopping at malls with Robin. Cody and Rob spotted out multiple times. Cody did a lot of traveling during that period, and he was not safe. It had nothing to do with COVID rules. He wanted everyone to do what he wanted, but he didn't have to do what everyone else did. It's hard to have a relationship with a parent that's a narcissist, because there's
onto herself and talk about her experience with narcissistic parents. Seriously, like, oh, she is so predictable in every way.
There's never a sense of stability. It's always chaos and managing the chaos. And you're either on the good side of the narcissist or on the bad side of the narcissist. But once on the bad side of the narcissist, it's very hard to get back on their good side. And once they have cast you out and have maligned you and smear campaign against you, it's nearly impossible to ever get back in good standing with them. They scapegoat you for everything because they will never take accountability themselves for what they've done. Cody doesn't have the capacity, in my opinion, to ever meaningfully resolve any of these disputes with his, because Cody is only concerned about Cody and Cody's image. Cody will never meaningfully have a relationship with his children because his children, in my opinion, are nothing more than a means to inflate his ego and add to his supply. If you can provide him the attention that he craves.
Hang on.
Never meaningfully have a relationship with his children because his children, in my opinion, are nothing more than a means to inflate his ego and add to his supply.
But if he's not talking with them and he's shunned them, then how are they inflate go and add into his supply?
If you can provide him the attention that he craves, affection that he craves, and worship the ground he walks on without any complaints, you will be his friend. If you have an opinion that differs from him, you will not be his friend.
Oh, just like Katie, if you have an opinion that differs from her, she'll anyone that doesn't agree with Katie Joy gets their comments blocked. I mean, really, want to talk about oops. Well, I'm wondering that too, Lulu, because she does have a very high interest in him. I can see your postal order. So
if you don't agree with him on everything and you do anything that he doesn't like, you're out. For a person on the receiving end of that, they have choices that they need to make. And those choices include, do I have a relationship with a narcissist? Do I enable the narcissist? Do I play the game and just keep the peace with the narcissist? Or do I put up a strong boundary and have no relationship with the narcissist?
Oh, I think so, Will. It does look like that. I think somebody's actually done that, thrown a perm on, put a comparison on them. So, yeah, that was just bizarre. That was just like a bit of a random, I don't know what, that was from her today. But, oh, that is crazy. And then
out and going out on dates with other women. I mean, by the way, I just got a message from someone, ran into him somewhere in Arizona, and he was out for lunch with Robin and another woman.
oh dear, ran into him somewhere. So the source didn't know where they ran into him. Oh, and another woman. Oh no.
I don't know who the other woman is. It could have been a friend. I don't know. But if problems are so significant, why is Cody always out with her? You know, why going to lunch with her and this other woman? And if it is as bad as they say it is, why would Robin stay in a situation like that? Because she left her ex-husband for less, way less.
And hang on. Why would he be out with Robin if he's in a bad way? Isn't Robin his wife? Who do you generally rely on when you're not in a good way? Don't you rely on your partner?
Less. Her ex-husband was poor and he didn't have wealth. So she didn't want to put up with anything, but he willingly said she would never be in an abusive situation again. The way they're describing the situation is abusive. They're both toxic individuals. It's toxic. It's certainly not healthy to tell your child that I'm going to stay with daddy even though he's blaming me, even though he has violent outbursts, even though he's raging and angry and screaming and yelling, even though he yells and screams at neighbors, even though daddy has a million weapons and is super depressed. I mean, if he is this depressed and this dark, I would be removing all the weapons from my home. I would be securing everything in my house so that he doesn't have access to means to hurting you or anyone else. I would be thinking about an exit strategy if this is what he's doing. If he is not focusing on her and on the kids and he's only focused on himself, what did she get out of that outside of the money? What is the...
But I thought she said he had no money. Okay, can you please put the comments back? Okay. Yeah. Yes, I did see Nini's post. I'd be very interested because apparently she said I did show it yesterday. So someone has asked for all the police reports for KJ since 2017. There's been 23 reported incidences. Now we don't know what they are involved, but we do know we know there would be the gay pride flag incident that's been reported. And I guess I know another woman here. But I mean, it could be another relative. It could be somebody. It could even be a counselor. It could be somebody that's helping him through. Some counselors don't. They don't necessarily do stuff in offices. Sometimes they just go out for lunch because it's non-threatening.
marriage outside of the money. It doesn't feel like it's anything other than money at this point. I just have to. He's sort of put up a wall and is internalizing his feelings.
I have to reread this. What are you rereading?
At this point, I just have to reread this. He's sort of put up this wall and is internalizing his feelings. He's focused more on himself and moving on. This is how he responded when all of the marriages broke up too. He said that he wanted to leave her and go find another. But then for them to say, I don't think they will ever divorce. So you're saying she's satisfied with being blamed and getting angry and yelling and screaming at her? That to me shows that they have a codependent relationship, and she is enabling him and she's that abuse and justifying it, but then in a way almost martyring herself because she's taking it. There's this.
Okay, Bella, that's okay. Thank you. There's another 8 billion people in the world, KJ. Oh, dear me. And I mean, we don't know what those visits are. In fact, I think there's been a couple of visits involving the dogs as well. So we'll find, at least once it will come out. And what we'll find out, yes, can you, you will definitely see, find out whether it's the neighbors or whoever that's filed the reports. It'd be funny if they're all neighbors and that none of her haters.
This thing about Robin I'll never understand, but I think it's this thing where she just wants to win. When someone just wants to win, they don't care what they're winning, but they want to be the winner. And no matter what the obstacle is, whatever the pain they have to go through, as long as they get through it, they've won. Kind of wants to maybe prove to herself that she is better than all of these other women, and that even though Cody has already done this to the 3 other women, because he's done this exact same thing to the other women, he's done it to them. He pushed.
Sometimes I swear that she's talking about herself, because she just wants to be the first. She wants to be the first, and she wants to be the expert on this, and she doesn't care who she has to take down in order to get there, or who she has to trample over. She doesn't care if she upsets or destroys the family in the meantime, as long as she gets her bit of pounds her bit of flesh. Seriously.
Pushes them away. He picks fights. He blames them for his, and then eventually they can't take anymore and they leave.
Oh, hang on a minute.
Blames them for his problems, and then eventually they can't take it anymore and they leave. But Robin has prided herself on, but I'm a good communicator, I'm a good friend, I can understand Cody, I speak Cody, and I know that he's just upset. He'll get over it. So she's willing to do all of that in a way to still compete to win. It's like, even though every woman has left him, she's still competing for him, because I don't think Cody will ever be safe. He is the guy that's used to having people follow.
Again, we don't know what goes on behind the scenes. Remember, we're talking about a TV show. Ultimately, we don't know what goes on behind the scenes. About everything that she has viewed online.
Why would he be satisfied with one woman at this point? I just don't see it. I think this marriage is doomed. But it's also hard to understand this article because I can't stop thinking about how he's been out shopping with her. He's been at
what article? What?
With her. He's been down in Phoenix and Arizona and Sedona with her, and in Scottsdale with her, and like traveling all over with her, not looking upset. Take it for what it's worth. Maybe it's
not looking up. You mean Cody getting on with life and trying to live some sort of normal life? How dare he try and just get on with life and try and,
also, I don't doubt that he's being a nightmare, but she has been saying this for 3 years now to the boys. So if they're this miserable, then leave. It's not going to get better, Robin. I think Robin is so She doesn't want to work full time. Cody provides her the money that she needs and the access to the money that she wants, the fame that she seeks, and the accolades that she gets being on a show or whatever. That she doesn't want to have to go back to being a single mom, to having to take care of herself. Because if she leaves Cody, then she has to leave their house. She has to leave the stable income. She has to leave the support that she gets.
That they have no money, then they're broke. It,
gets from him or whatever the control she's under. I worry the most though, not for her, but for her kids. Because if this is what their marriage is in right now, their children are in trouble. Like serious trouble. Like if they're in all of this in their home, it's not healthy for them.
is. I mean, it sounds like she's actually in the house. She gives the impression that she lives there with him and that she knows everything that goes on. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Right, here's another one.
Leak it out. He can't keep anything to himself. Nobody else but Cody actually run to the tabloids more through anonymous sources than Cody. That's just my opinion, because Cody is all about image. He is obsessed with his image because Cody Brown is what I would describe as a malignant narcissist. Anyways, narcissists are obsessed with their image. Cody's image is that he's a good man, and so anyone that doesn't tell him that he's a good man and kisses behind is a disrespectful human. And because he is part of a culture that the man is always right and the priest and the god of the family, he believes it's his right to be respected, even if he doesn't respect other people.
That's a good point, Ginger. And I mean, what if we find out that all of the issues have been about the dogs and the neighbors and nothing about this? She has not. I mean, how does she know what's going on?
People. So when I saw this article after I did my video yesterday about how Cody Brown has threatened to sue his family members, which is ironic given that Cody has said some of the most atrocious things about his children on the show.
I did not want them separating me and her from each other. So where I go, she's going to go. Yeah. All of you are just kind of jerks. I want to be around you, and I'm tired of it. And I don't want to call them, and I don't want to talk to them. There was a shift of blame to Robin that got to the point where it was making me so that I was getting to the point where if you had a complaint about her, I'd be like, shut up, I will chew in the mouth. You know, I was getting sick of the complaints.
That's right. The man that called his all jerks and punched them in the mouth if they had any complaints about him or Robin. That man, he thinks that his family is trash talking him. He wants to sue everyone. And then Garrison's memorial. Apparently, Cody Brown was not interested in speaking to anyone. I have a feeling that this is a mutual not wanting to talk to each other. But finally, there is some honesty coming out of someone. This is what the source said. At the Nevada National Guard event, which was held a few weeks after Garrison passes away, they say Cody was very standoffish. He was more resistant mingling. And of course, this source is going to make it so that Robin was trying to be benevolent and said, Robin encouraged Cody to sit close to Janelle, referring to his last standing wife. And Robin has not been in communication with any of her sister wives. Christine.
Well, Christine said she's in a relationship with Robin. So why is Robin going to talk to Christine if Christine said that she's... And they're at the service and they're all grieving. Why on earth would they be wanting to... I don't know. People deal with it in different ways.
Mary or Janelle. So if you're wondering if Robin has reached out to any of her sister wives following the death of Garrison? Apparently not. The person
Oh,
said, the source said, it wasn't good for Robin either, since a lot of the family still has resentment towards her. I can't understand why anyone would have resentment towards Robin.
All you to blame you.
Oh yeah, I hate it. Makes me angry. This is insulting, and what I consider what they're saying I'm doing. I think anytime.
I mean, I just find the sparkles to be very, very distracting and off-putting, and not appropriate. I mean, one is about not reading the room. Well, InTouch showed the pictures where he was to somebody about dyeing their hair. Now, KJ's never meant a friend was going to dye their hair, and he said that he liked red and was going to look good. So, and a lot of people talk about it and never actually do it, because people usually take it as a hint to get help. It's often the ones that don't call out for help. So, often.
A wife is in a family, is controlling a husband enough to affect other relationships, I think she's a bad person. It's just tired of it because it's been happening for years. I would help any one of those kids have a conversation with their dad, try to make it safe for them.
But how about it being safe for you?
This is how I've been, and I'm tired of being punished and blamed. People thinking I'm a bad person because I'm communicating. I'm tired of feeling bad that I have a good relationship with Cody when other people don't. That's on them. They need to figure that out. She was the one that made choices. Janelle's the one that made choices. They handed him to me and said, we want to spend time with him, basically. He's had wives reject him affection-wise because they are uncomfortable or they don't like
My
it.
kids and I think it's heartbreaking and stupid because we don't understand. And here it is, just another.
It does skip around, Sharon. A lot of her videos do skip around. It's so horrible editing. I'm afraid a lot of it's to do with her horrible editing.
Reaffirmation. We're the outsiders and we're on the other side. We're not. Sorry, I don't know how to let this go. And this isn't me just being dramatic. Thank you, Christine. Oh, so horrible to have to give. And I don't care how many specials you make or how many fancy houses you rent or anything like that. It's a cheap version. It's a broken version.
Yes, the same Robin Brown that shamed his kids on national television for not giving it up to Cody because they didn't want it that way. Because apparently consent is not something you can have in polygamy. Because why should a wife say no when it can get her Tiffany jewelry, right, Robin? Anyways,
You're lining up all the women. I'm there with them, and you're shitting them down, and that's not fair. Because just because you're having some issues with other women in your life or a woman or whatever doesn't mean that we're all bad.
yes, the time that Robin Brown equated all of her other wives that Cody was mad with as being bad and her being the good one. Robin is the benevolent, perfect wife, never does anything wrong, has never made a single mistake. She's always the one that's being harassed. She's the one that's been traumatized. She's the one that's been bullied. It's not anyone but Robin. She doesn't know how to see anything but herself, apparently. That lady, that one, is making herself the...
It does sound like she's talking about herself there too. She won't pay anyone to do it because no one's more of an expert than her. And that, just have a listen to what she's saying about Robin and be equated to her.
One that's been bullied. It's not anyone but Robin. She doesn't know how to see anything but herself, apparently. That lady, that one, is making herself the victim in the situation because everyone's still at her. She will never actually evaluate her role in any ever. She will never evaluate her role or take responsibility for herself. She'll just say, I'm tired of your life.
You got blame somebody, so I'm an easy target. I didn't sign up for monogamy, and I'm tired of being questioned. I'm just tired of it.
Enough of the family members have shared that Robin gets mad for the most bizarre reasons. Like she still doesn't like Hunter to this day because when he was a child, he told her that she wasn't his mom. I mean, he was a teenager, not a child, but you know what I mean. She was mad at Garrison because he had the audacity to ask for his dad back. She was mad at Peyton for wearing the nanny do shirt. She was mad at Peyton because he wasn't always nice to her kids. She was mad at Christine because Christine told out a personality test that Robin took and gave Robin the information from the test, which included that Robin makes drama, which apparently offended Robin so greatly that she stopped being friends with Christine.
So, and then that's where we started that video from. But I just cannot work out. Well, why would he say anything to her though? Because remember, he referred to her as the goose. Oh, it's my voice. Oh, sorry, my voice. Yeah. Oh, look, I've had some issues with my mic. So sorry. Let me just try it again. Hello. Testing. Oh, let's see if that works better. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it could be my internet connection as well. I have pretty bad internet, I'm afraid. My internet connection's not the best. Australia's not well known for having great internet. Unfortunately. Actually, I got rid of the jack. Yes, it might be the jack. It's a new headset. So let me try that again. And it's a new headset. So there we go. Hopefully that better. Otherwise, I'll just get rid of the headset thingo. So, oh really? Oh, I'm sorry about that. Oh, I didn't realize that. I'll have to pay more attention to it. I might have to get to this one again and go back to a standard mic. That's all. So, all right, I'll make a note of that, and we'll look at that. And oh, the US doesn't have great internet. Ugh. I remember going to Indonesia and Myanmar and was being really jealous that both had better internet than at home. Really upset. I've gone halfway around the world and it's amazing. But then I guess in the case of Myanmar, not everyone can afford the internet, so they don't have a lot of people using it. But that was before the coup and everything, so yeah. Am I? I'm still cutting out. All right. All right, let me try something again. Well, as I said, I'll have to just experiment and work out what it is that's causing it, and see what I can do about it. So I'm sorry. Things is I did get my new computer this week, so I'm still in the process. I did bring the resolution up. It's at 720p actually. Yeah, so and I wonder whether that might be better. So anyway, let me know if you're hearing me better. I've just changed my microphones ever so slightly. So I'm just going to have to keep experimenting parenting. So thank you for all your patience and for bearing with me, because this is the stuff I'm not very good at. For example, I did an hour. I did a whole hour. I did a video a whole hour today, and I went to save it. Oh really? I've just changed the I've just changed the mic. I went and saved it, and I can't find it. Sorry, I wasted an hour. Oh, gee, it was horrible. And so while we've been doing that, I've been doing this. Let me just switch off my background a moment. Switch off my background, and you can see the horrible stuff behind me. I've been colouring in. One of the best things I've ever bought, actually. I got it for free. It's actually last year's. It's a 2020. It was a 2023, and I changed it to 2024, and I'm just changing all the bits in it. But it has been unbelievable, a godsend to me, because I actually had a breakdown a couple of weeks ago that I've never told anybody. And what I've actually done is now I'm just, oh really, you can't hear me now. I don't actually have a heap of windows open, no I don't. All right, so I'll go back to this one in. Let's have a look. Or is it this one? All right. So yeah, a couple of weeks ago I had a bit of a breakdown, and so I now doing stuff that stresses me out, or most of the I'm just sitting and I'm just screening. Well, I'm into people, if I'm in meetings, if I'm in and I'm studying, or I'm reading, or I'm listening to videos, or I'm doing stuff. Oh, it's better. Okay, great. I think maybe I didn't quite have the audio quite well, and I've got now inside a sewage tube. Oh, okay. And then I've got pencils and stuff, and so I'm just sitting here now. And it's just really helped me. And I'm finding, even with some of my students now, when they're really stressed, we just open up a page and we just start colouring in together. So, like, I've got next week's already coloured in. I've coloured in next week's already. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna work. I think. Yeah, I'm not sure which of the microphones. I've got 3 microphones connected here. So I've the one on the computer, I've got the one on the camera, and I've got this one. And I'm thinking that maybe I just didn't connect the right camera, the right mic up to the right thing. But the connecting's been really helpful and a godsend. And the other thing is, it has been, and this one I actually did put in my video, the Play With Me colouring in. I did put a link cells colouring in, and she has one for every year, and she also has a printable one. So if you really can't get one, she's actually got a printable calendar that you can download. It's sarahreneeclark.com if you want to go have a look. Yeah. I'll put it in here, Sarah, and have a look. So she's got a free one. I actually took the free one and I altered it a little bit because that's what I do. And so it's sort of like the overview looks like that. So that's the yearly one, and then you can get monthly ones look like this. So if you can just print out the free version, and you've got your own thing. And as I said, it's been very helpful for me. Let me just put a website, and I'll put it in for you, and have a look. It's a shame I don't get any commission on it, but it's when I looked at it, I thought, gee, this is really strange. You have a swear word coloring book. That would be yes, I'll put that in chat for you. In fact, I'll take you straight to so here's her website here. Okay, let me just give you here's the website. And then where is hello MSC Maria. I'm just looking at, I'll just tell you, where's the, oh yes. So if you're a digital person, she will also give you, she's got digital, she's got hard cover and a planner bundle. Let me just give you the link for the free version. Here is the free version here. As I said, I just printed it out in different sizes. So that I could, I've just done multiple. And what I did for my students this year, for my students this year, I gave them all an A5, and I printed out A5, and they've put in all their dates that they need to do for school, and they actually colored them as well. So now it's a case of even all my students are actually starting to color in. We're all just coloring in. So this link is the one to the free part. And it's an instant digital download, and you can do that. So I'm probably going to look at getting next year's one, and just so that you can, the printable ones, for example, is just the monthly one. Just get the month one. But this has this, they do it as a week. So I've just changed the dates, and that's how I use it. I only use this for music teaching. So this is my music teaching one. So I teach music a week, and so it's sort of, it can get a little bit messy at times. So it's just my that was like that one. So yeah, so it can get messy because it's a working diary, and there was a couple of weeks where I had to change students around because of the fact that they had activities at school, and I had to move things around. And then it has a reflection at the end of the month, and what you'd like to do. Yeah, so I have really found this the last the last week. I've done it when I've got nothing to do and I'm sitting there bored, I will start coloring in. So if sometimes on the chat or live I look like I'm distracted, I feel like sometimes I have to be doing something. I'm just sitting here. In meetings, I generally scribble and everything. So I'm just a bit of a scribbler. But anyway, yeah. So check out Sarah Renee Clark, coloring in stuff. She's got coloring books. She's got other types of printables. She's got journals. She's got a Christmas planner. So she's got all sorts of stuff on there. And yeah, as I said, I've just found it really, really helpful for me. Anyway. She's got a year of colouring affirmations for new mothers. She's got she started a colour through so she's working on colouring through cancer. Just to show her, I'll just show you her website. So this is her website. So this is her coloring through cancer. So she's offered free digital version to hospitals as well. She did it because her mum had cancer. So it looks like this, you know, beautiful. That's how she got here. So you know, she's got the shot here, colouring page, so you can just get pages and everything. But this is the colour planner here. So as I said, I'm not feeling in any way with her. I don't earn anything from her for doing this. I just found it, and I just think that it's something that's helped me. And if you're a person like me that sometimes feels like you have to do stuff, so that's her planner there. Then is I'm trying to get some more of my planning videos up. I've just struggled. So again, you can get stuff on your tablet. She's got the ones that you can print. You can print them to your own binding, or you can do it as okay, all right. And then you can do it as hardcover. You can make your own, or you can digital. So she's got versions there. So highly recommend. And as I said, I just think it's been very helpful. And then these are some of her favorite products that she uses as well. And then she's just got some color, you know, what her recommendations are. Because she's ultimately an artist, but she's an artist that she got here. So, yeah. Anyway, well, I'm going to have to probably spend some time working out about my microphone. So, if you can keep bearing me for a little while longer while I keep working on the setup. I think I've only had my new computer 3 days or something. So, you know, yeah. All right, so yeah, so check Sarah Renee Clark if you're one of these people that like colouring. Sticker books. Ooh, sticker books. So she's got the ultimate a journal. Isn't this stuff better than talking about okay? Oh, look at that. Colouring pages. Easy floral. Everybody's doodling. All right. But yes, definitely get the free download if that's that. So it says you can download the full month of January free to try out the planner. Well, I got the whole year, so there you go. Get the full planner here. But that's what it looks like. So yeah, it's well worth it. So just before we finish up, let's look at Playboard again for the day. Let's see how she's going. So it's interesting. I'm just seeing her views on individual videos are not as great as they were. She got 90,000. Gee, she's had 11,000 for this one. 90,000, 96,000, 68,000, 85,000. They're still lower because she was 100,000 in time. 85, 14, 140, 34. It's relaxing, is it? Oh, that's nice. Yeah. But if you can get hold of the planner, and as I said, I just find it, even watching YouTube videos or study videos or stuff, I've got tutorials of stuff, I just find that I concentrate better if I'm doing something, and the coloring in is definitely definitely helping me. So it is very wearing. I mean, and it was interesting because I was thinking doing something light. I was trying to work out how I could make my own colouring calendar, and then I discovered that one had already been done. So I'm not one to reinvent the wheel. So yeah, see, 102, 109, 118, 56. That was on Gypsy Rose, 176. So she's been getting well over 100,000 views on many of her videos. The last few days, 100,000 mark. So that it says that she's had 60. Yeah, so she's had views. Because remember, she's putting out 2 or 3 videos a day. So, you know, you got $1,000 at 20,000 each of them. That's 60,000, you know. The average is 130,000 views a day. So she's still getting her average, but there is a slight decline. And I think as people get sick of it, I think it will finish. But my question is, once again, what is she going to do? So she tried to do some stuff on those, and that tried to do other stuff, and the views have been down. So Gypsy Rose only got 34 views. So how is she going to maintain her audience if Sister Wives cancelled and the Duggars aren't around? How on earth is that going to happen? I guess you could do how-to videos, how to paint. I mean, what would she do? She's got legal bills to pay. So, and just what we were talking about yesterday, we were talking about children identifying as different things, and we were starting to get in. I said that there was a case at the matter in the courts at the moment over the definition of its human rights case. But Netball Australia has reached the world governing body's ban on elite transgender players. WorldNet says it will ensure fairness and safety. Netball Australia won't change gender policy for the domestic league. So Australia's governing body for netball has to follow the lead of World Netball and ban transgender players from elite competition. The body announced on Monday that under a new participant inclusion policy, transgender players were banned from international competition, effective immediately. World Netball came with a decision after lengthy consultation. So governing body global governing body, cricket, cycling, athletics, swimming, and chess have all tightened participation rules for transgender athletes in elites competitions over the last couple of years. Netball said governing bodies could choose to modify or even not to apply these guidelines if they decided to base participation rules for their competitions on the fact Netball Australia has no plan to change their 2020 policies, gender and gender diverse athletes in elite competitions, including Super Netball. So that will become a problem if they want to play national, of course. Well, that's right, Sarah. She'll make up another story, and Lucy says she'll use whatever. Well, that's why she needs to evaluate the topics on the channel, and but there's always late to what everyone else is covering, though. So, a statement from Netball Australia said the body was proud of its leading transgender guidelines for both community and elite netball. Netball Australia released its gender inclusion policy in 2020 alongside the major sporting code. It states trans and gender diverse people must have a certain level of testosterone measured in their 24-month period that corresponds to roughly half of what an average man would have. Former netball boss Mark said at the policy reflected a commitment to make sure netball was an inclusive place for all and gender diverse players are allowed to participate in community netball. So now in the case against this case that's going into court about this, and I understand it's a really sensitive topic, and I have to say I'm really sure how, you know, what the answer is. Just seeing, because it's in court at the moment. Update 3 hours ago. Here we go. And we're going to finish up with this. Okay, so CEO of female-only app would not address trans women as Miss. The court heard. So there's the founder of Google for Girls. I believe she's from overseas. I don't know where she's from, but court heard that the founder and CEO of social media app will not address a transgender woman as Miss, saying, I don't think it's kind to expect a woman to see a man as a woman. Roxanne Tickle is Google for Girls and its CEO, Sal Grover, for alleged unlawful discrimination after Tickle's membership of a female-only networking app was revoked in September 2021. Tickle is seeking damages. On the second day of trial, Grover gave evidence for more than this at Sydney's Federal Court on Wednesday before Justice Robert Bromwich. Now, was live streamed, but apparently there was comments on social media that the judge has now said in court, but it's no longer live streamed. So, which Tickle's correspondence had persisted in misgendering her for years, despite Grover telling Tickle in an ex-interview, if I was to in real life, I'd treat you how you want to be treated. Costello Grover, if she would call her Miss Tickle in real life. No, Grover answered. When asked if it was kind, Grover says, I don't think it's kind to expect a woman to see a man as a woman. Well, as part of crowdfunding efforts towards covering Giggle's legal costs, an Etsy shop is selling Team Giggle merchandise, including a $37.70 sweaty balls team scented can features a demeaning image of Tickle. Questioned whether she understood that the product was deeply offensive to the applicant, Grover said that offense is very subjective. As argument, Costello described a transgender woman who had a female birth certificate, hormone therapy, breasts, gender affirmation surgery, wore makeup in women's clothes, had a woman's hairstyle, and used women's facilities. That is a woman in society, said Costello. I don't agree, Grover. The landmark case is the first time gender identity discriminations have been tested in the federal court. Changes to the Discrimination Act in 2013 made it unlawful under federal law to discriminate against a person on the basis of sexual orientation, gender identity, or intersex status. Definitions of sex, gender, and what it means to be a woman are central to the case. Now, they're saying that this could actually have international ramifications. Giggle's legal team uses the biological concept. It claims Tickle discriminated against on the grounds of sex rather than gender identity, and under the app counts as a special measure that helps advance equality between men and women. Giggle is represented by former Liberal candidate Catherine Deeves. Gray intends to take the case to the High Court. So if she loses, she's going to take it all the way. Well, on Tuesday, the app was designed as an online refuge for women. Gray was the subject of a flood of mail abuse, and that her email had been bombarded by thousands of men. In Minter interviews in London in March, Grover described Tickle as a man, described him as scary, and said that he had harassed her. The court, so that's Tickle there. Grover has spoken at Conservative Conference CPAC Australia and has given between 20 to 50 interviews. She said, messaged evolutionary biologist Colin Wright to seek advice, to give evidence at the trial. Stay, an online crowd to help cover Giggle for Girls legal costs, had raised $512,000. Grover said she'd spent nearly $500,000 on the development of the app. She was unable to answer questions about the company's income over the last 2 to 3. The app is now being rebuilt with a view to go back online, the court heard. So that is the case that's at the moment. LG, KJ thinks, she thinks everybody's a narcissist. Except her, of course. She's not a narcissist. So yeah, so this is the discrimination case that's happening in Australia. As I said, there are lots of people watching around the world because they think, wow, that's interesting. Sometimes I wonder about the names of these people, you know. It's bizarre. So anyway, that's I'm keeping an eye on that case as well. As I said, I can only do the updates from the media because it's in Sydney and it's not live streamed. So that's my, unfortunately, because public interest cases in Australia are generally streamed. You can get all the information. Those files are available. So, yeah. All right. So on that note, I'm going to head off because it's what time is it now? It is 11 o'clock. Wow. It's 11 o'clock at night, and I am going to go to Betty Buy's. I need to get some sleep. And, and then I'll try and out this computer. It's going to take me a while. I haven't quite got got it all set up the way I like it yet. It's taken me a while. So, yeah, what time is does it, oh, let me just ask you one more thing. I don't know about you, but I sometimes forget where I park car, and so I parked in a street called Waterloo the other day, and I thought, how am I going to remember the street Waterloo? Suddenly, I thought of ABBA, and so I'm walking down this street going Waterloo, Waterloo, Waterloo. And so I'm singing the song Waterloo by ABBA as I'm walking down. And so sometimes I'll see a name and I'll think song, or I'll think of a TV show and start singing this thing. And everyone's looking at me really, really stupidly. Does that happen to you? Or is that just something that I do? And I actually visited an old-fashioned record shop today. It was a shop, and all they sold Lords. Oh, it was just like it was like the old days. They even had some cassettes there as well. It was fascinating. Gee, records were expensive though. You love ABBA? Yeah. Actually, I saw something about you do it all the time. I read something from Bjorn actually, and he was saying cannot believe that his music is that their music is still as popular as it was. But then he said, in some ways, he said it sort of humbles you a little bit, and to think that after all of this time, what you create being loved by people is quite an honouring and humbling experience. Plus the fact that they'd still be getting royalties. Well, sometimes it's the only way that I remember it. I remember where I park. Or otherwise I take a photo on my phone of the street. I know if I go to the airport, I take a photo of the section where I've parked, because I can tell you now I'll get lost. But what I usually do at my local shopping centre. See, my daughter's into LPs as well. Sort of a bit sad now that I got rid of them. My set. Who would have thought that we'd be back? Well, I noticed that the current record players have Bluetooth capabilities now. Oh, they just last, I think one of our last ever, which was a bit sad. It was still going right up until last year. It was very popular during COVID, by the way. But apparently it was council fees and everything that was there were just the costs and the insurance and everything was just too expensive. They just couldn't justify it anymore. They kept it open for as long as they could. But I'd like to bring back the innocence of the old days. I think, particularly with all the gender stuff where kids can be cats. I heard today at a private Catholic school, there's a class where there are 5 children where they're cats. A private Catholic school where parents are paying $40,000 a year to attend. And I said, my reaction was, they don't need to go to a Catholic school. They need to go to They need to go to a cattery if they're a cat. Yes. And sometimes it does feel like, well, I mean, you talk about the 80s, you know, the good music of the 80s. My nephew Harrison loves a lot of the 80s music. And he loves Queen, and he loves a lot of the songs of the 70s and 80s. And like, it's like, it feels like it's a lifetime ago. Okay, well, I need to go. So, Sarah, there has been a school that has been taken task for not providing litter boxes, and the school turned around and said that was one accommodation they were not prepared to make. If you've got one using the litter, I mean, let's just say you've got one that's not using the toilet, then no one's going to want to use the toilet, right? Why should one be able to do something different to the others? You know, I mean, I just don't know how they learn. The clothes, even the clothes are coming back. Some of the 80s clothes. I did say to my daughter the other day, I said, you know, all those baggy clothes that you were talking about that I had, they're fashion again now. All right. Well, as I said, I would thank you for being with me and joining me. If you don't mind hitting like and subscribe for me, that would be great. I will, as I said, I was able to buy a new computer. Thank you to all the support from everybody here, my members and my subscribers. And I couldn't have done it without you because my computer, I destroyed my last one. So I couldn't stream for over a week. So thank you, and I appreciate you all. And you can see what's happening. You see why I have the background on. It is insanity, Sharon. Teachers are already stretched as it is with their teaching loads, and now they have to do this. But who do we blame here? Do we blame social media? Do we blame the parents? Do we blame, you know, who do we say? Do we blame the governments? Who do we say is the fault for this predicament? I mean, if my son said to me that he was Superman, he was going to jump off the roof, I'd tell him he was Superman. However, he's 22 now, so I'd probably tell him to go for it. But you know what I mean. When they're little, I mean, kids are supposed to experiment and play imagination and make believe and dress up and do that type of stuff. I'm not saying they can't pretend to be a cat. I'm saying that they've got to be told that they're not. Anyway, yes, so take care and I will catch you later. So for me, Katie's hearing's not my Friday. So I guess hopefully Friday, I'll wait and see what documents are on Friday, and hopefully we'll have a highlight of what's happening. And yes, look, I'm expecting her to shout a little bit maybe, because we're getting very close to court date, and Thursday may be a very quiet day. All right, so thank you very much for joining me, and I'll catch you again next time. Bye for now.